So the Saloon Stock Car UK Open Championship now getting rid of, whilst I get some abuse from our cameraman. I'm sure you could probably understand what it's going to be about in due course. So we'll start getting cars around to the grid, and once we've got them into position, we can give you a rundown of the grid. So obviously cars on the left that are typed will be the cars on the inside, which I appreciate is actually the wrong way round for the direction of travel. So 218 is on pole position Simon Burgess alongside 929 of Leighton Hughes. That's the first row of the grid. Row 2 is 228 Blair Gunn and 606 Hamish Plenderleith. And then row 3, rounding out the first group of the grid, will be 327 of Emile Frunel and 561 Aaron Totter. So that's the first group of cars for this UK Open Championship. And we'll move back to Group 2, being done in groups of 6 this race, which is something we more often see used in hot rod racing, but the Saloon Stock Cars are obviously trialling that here today, just to alleviate some of that first corner carnage, I would imagine. Although the Saloons will still find a way to get one car in the donut bar before the race is even one lap done. Well, 262 Matthew Weir and 991 Daniel Shoemaker and all Junior Productions first row of the second group. Both drivers that race in the junior production class over at the DMC group of tracks very successfully as well in the case of Dan, and I know that Matthew has also had his success over the years in that. So we've got H64 alongside that of Julian Vaya and 95 in that little group as well of Josh McDonald. A couple of cars missing there. And then it's 641 of Sean Smith and 28 Jack Murrayhead rounding out row number 2 on group number 2 even on row number 6. So that's your first 2 groups of cars done with. Then we have another grey gap before we go back to group 3, which we headed off by the F305 car of Nathan Hockute. Now I apologise for that one, I'm quite sure it's a French name, so I apologise in advance for any mispronunciations of any overseas drivers here this evening. As you can appreciate, a Yorkshireman doesn't normally have to deal with overseas names, so he's alongside 224 Callum Smith. That's a slightly more simplistic name for us to pronounce, the reigning Irish champion by the look of things. They're followed up by 820 Jake Taylor and 535 Taylor Bligden. Then we have 713 Riley Scott Sanders and 297, the first of last year's qualifiers of Ash Robbins. Obviously a couple of cars non-starters in this. Then we have another 2-car gap following that. Just waiting for the all clear for them to come round, of course. Then we've got 333 of Andrew Russell alongside 140 Alfie Jones. Then 111 of Jens Petersman and B43 Safir Frou. Yes, if you're unstatement for the cameraman now, I've said it. And I believe that is, I think, about everybody for this one. Just awaiting final couple of preparations to be made. The grid is now just been formed up. Just doing final checks to make sure everybody's where they need to be. It looks like we're just going to get the camera car off to safety. It appears that we're having to use a pace car for these because it turns out Saloon Stock cars can be just to do quite a simple rolling lap. So just waiting all clear from race control to get this underway with the big event of the weekend, the 2023 SSBL 2-litre Saloon Stock Car Championship of the UK. there's the green flag. Away we go with the Saloon Stock Cars UK Open Championship. We're away and racing, and 929 Lane Hughes leads the way on the first lap, going into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Are we all going to get around the first lap is the main question, and it looks like rather amazingly for Saloon Stock Cars they have indeed got through to complete the first lap. So Hughes leads it, then everyone else behind is trying to be second. Hamish Pendleith has made a good start as well. He goes in second place after starting on row 2. Spinner turn 4 as 327 goes around a Forenel. That's caused all carnage behind us. 161 I think that was. They've got turfed out in all that on turn 4. Oh, big flash and straight as we've got cars battling their way down the home straight in a right old fashion here. Your leader is Leighton Hughes in 929. Those they come through to complete what I believe is already lapped 3 or 4 of this on for the saloons. We've got everybody just sorting themselves out, making their way through and trying to discover what parts of the track are open and what aren't. The 298 making some good progress as well of Luke Durbridge. We've got Callum Wall, Alfie Jones goes in courtesy of 43. We've got another one going in behind all that as Jake Telling, that was the 820 that got given the good news in no uncertain terms on the seaside turn. So your leader is still Leighton Hughes in the 929 car from Blair, going in second place in 228. Good push at turn 1 as they'll go charging to that bend 535. Lead at the front of that 3 on the far side, which is in tears, and it may very well have done for a couple of drivers as somebody dropped right back in that. The car in question was our last chance qualified winner of Ash Robbins in 297. So the cars make their way through to the completed lap of this one for the Saloon Stock Cars, and we're just waiting to see how things unfold as the race goes on. Oh, bit of a clash down here on turn 4 as the pace car gets some attention, which it really shouldn't do. And into the wall heavily as Sean Smith runs in somebody very heavily on turn 4. The car in question was 262 Weir. He gets done in turn by Callum Smith, so Weir has gone. He rejoins, that's a lovely rejoin, straight oncoming traffic as you do. I'm sure that's exactly what they wanted to have happen in that little pack. It's always the way, isn't it? They've got all the track in the world and still choose to rejoin the pack. Anyway, Smith has said he's going to get spun away at turn 1 as they all decided to go through. We've got another one going in at turn 1. I think that was 561 Tottenham that went out at turn 1 into the barrier. So Leighton Hughes still leads. We're going towards halfway in this one for the Saloon Stock Cars. Bit of a push there as Alfie Jones goes in to the nerf rail of the 297 car on the far side. 297 Robbins just rides out the hit, but not before he gets distance to another one that comes down. He's inside, and they go 3 wide to turn 1. 218 involved. The pole sitter Simon Burgess, who just narrowly avoided the stationary car on the inside of the course. Oh, big hit there from Hughes. Oh my goodness, he's near that wall. My goodness, we're going to have a rollover down there. But the leader has gone. The leader's hooked with the back marker. He's going to get off the back marker. The answer to that question is no, he won't. And we've got another one around in front of them. That's 333 that's gone. And oh, round on the far side goes another car in that as well. So it's all chop and change on the far side as they make their way through. So Hughes still leads. He's high scare just a lap ago. They make their way down the back straight with Hughes still your leader. Just trying to get everybody through. Try and finish this race, of course. Second place is Blair Gunn, who's closing in on the leader. Lap by lap, Pendleith runs third. But Gunn has been given the push, and Pendleith, a huge pack of cars, is still raging for second place. It's a pretty done and dusted deal. Leighton Hughes is third, then everybody else is trying to be second. And Pendleith has managed to find himself in second, but not before. A couple of us decide to get the nose stuck in. A few lap down cars in that. As Russell finds what the fence is all about at turn 1. He got run riding down there. 298 is now third. The 298 is Durbridge. We're in the last 10 laps now of this Saloon Stock Car UK Open Championship. The track is very, very fast and furious. Everybody is just keeping themselves going. This is a matter of survival in the Saloon Stock Car Championship race, but as championship races have been very, very tame so far. Hughes has gone through past Matthew Weir, who's a lap down on the chart. 298 is still third. 228 is fourth, and 43 round to the top 5 in fifth, as you would expect. 535 Blinken's climbed up into 6th place, along with Alfie Jones in 7th. 397 in a great start to the race, who dropped down to 8th place of Ash Robbins, who was so good in that last chance race. Now 6-1 Sean Smith is going to get acquainted with Matthew Weir and Leighton Hughes, who's the leader, and the leader's hooked him with the back marker. Smith is trying to fend him off, but not before somebody else gets involved and puts them all in the way. Matthew Weir was sadly the unfortunate party there, got put in the fence flat out. Plenderleaf is closing in, but he's not quite there yet. Jack Murrayhead is between the leader and the second place runner, but I suspect there may be a few more altercations before the race is done yet. Leighton Hughes gets done by 6 for 1 short from a lap down on the charts, and Phillips putting in for a banking there, nearly rolled off it as he got turned in on by the 218 of Simon Burgess. And now Smith's picked up and run all the way in. A big hit there as he went into that fence flat out. It must be said it was a very big hit indeed. 218 was the one responsible. Oh, massive follow-in. Tottenham has just dealt somebody a huge portion at turn 1. The car in question was Riley Scott Sanders in 713. There's going to be part 2 here, and part 2 is even bigger. Scott Sanders goes away heavily, so we're in the last few laps now. Weir gets assisted by Taylor at turn 1, and Taylor's giving him some stick. I think he's just rotating him all the way around. So Hughes is your leader. Second place is now 298, who's right on his rear bumper. So it could be Luke Durbridge's chance to try and take the lead. It'll be 2 laps to go this time for the Northern Irishman. He's lapping a few cars, and I think there could be a bit of tactics going on here as 262's falling in behind, and he's trying to take out second place. He's going for it, and he's decided not to spin in this time, but next time maybe not the same story. So Hughes has now backed off, and oh dear, that's not going to go awfully well for Durbridge, who got involved, and the leader is gone. We lose 929 Hughes, last lap time for Durbridge in 928. Now, Blair Good in second place, but he's 2 cars behind the leader, and I think Durbridge is good enough here. 218 gets a big portion from 260 on the last bend, and oh, we've lost Blair Good. The chef leg as he goes down on a controversial race. 298 wins it all. Spin on the home straight as Gotham come across the line together. 606 Plenderleaf just finishing second, albeit backwards. 228 has gone around on the run to the line and got 5th. 43 was 3rd, 140 was 4th. Rest of them coming through to complete the distance. Well, it wouldn't be a solid stock car championship without the back markers playing a part in one form or another. We aren't participating in the display about that much. But I would imagine once again, 929.